get you more on that story. We're joined by the DA's Dr. Mpho Phalatse, former mayor of Johannesburg and caucus leader for the Democratic Alliance in Johannesburg. A very good evening to you, Doctor. Thank you for your time. So, reporter Gervin Whittles was saying you weren't quite ready this morning to take this matter to the police. Are you ready now?
Yeah, I'd like to correct a few things that were said in the opening by both yourself and Govern. First of all, I'm not accusing the mayor of anything. There were allegations, not by myself, but by an affected individual in the Protea area. There was a voice note that was circulating over the weekend. One of our activists got hold of the person involved, and I have been chatting to that person and others who were involved in this alleged scheme. This is not my issue. I was called upon to intervene and assist with people who would like to A, get their money back, who believe that they were duped, and B, people who would like to get justice. Now, and also I'd like to correct the fact that I'm not ready. I'm not the one laying the charges, and I understand perhaps in the statement wasn't clear. The people who are affected are the ones who must lay charges. What we are doing as the Democratic Alliance is we are offering support and assistance to anybody who would like to approach law enforcement. In fact, I've been approached by law enforcement myself for information because I have gathered quite a significant amount of information on the matter, and I have become a mediator of sorts in the matter, which we are as public representatives. Our interest is that people get justice, but our interest from council's perspective as well is that we're able to also investigate from our end as to the fitness of Councillor Gwamanda to hold office. So that is.
If a crime has been committed, allegedly, why won't these people take it to the police? Why have they brought it to you, essentially making it your issue because you're now the person who is having to communicate, as you've done, in trying to seek some level of response from the mayor?
We mediate a lot between various stakeholders and the constituencies that we represent. It's nothing unusual. This person was crying out. They didn't know what recourse they had in the matter. And it was our role as public representatives to advise and to offer support, and we've been able to offer that support. Why they've not laid charges as yet is because, as at this morning, because I would have accompanied them to lay those charges today. In fact, there is law enforcement on standby waiting for those charges to be laid. However, that has not happened because I was advised that they would like to get enough of them together because it's not only one person involved, it's a number of them involved. They would like to gather themselves and gather their files because they have separate files. Remember, this was an investment scheme and a burial scheme.
How did it work, Doctor?
According to my informant, who was also an investor in this scheme, they were investing in the investment side as well as the funeral scheme side. So they paid 1,000 Rand to join the investment side, and they were contributing 500 Rands every month. And they joined the funeral scheme side with 250 Rands, and they were contributing 100 Rands every month. And I'm told that this person was expecting to get 25,000 Rand back. They were only paid 4,000 Rand. She tells me they met her at a park and they gave her 4,000 Rands cash, very loose cash with even 20 Rand notes, according to her. And she was told she would get the rest later, and it never happened. And she believes that the company has since been liquidated, and unfortunately she never got the rest of her money. She also had a bereavement later on where she needed to claim against the funeral cover, and she was unable to because the company no longer existed. And I'm told there are many like her, and as well as burial societies that were affected as well. Now, it is their request. Remember, they're the ones who must open the case. They say to me, we would like to do it as a group. We'd like to gather ourselves together, gather all our files together and go and do it as a group. It is their right to do so, and they must be given the space to do that. And we are giving them that space. In the meantime, we've got law enforcement on standby waiting to assist them.
How many people have spoken to you directly, either you in your individual capacity or the Democratic Alliance, with personal accounts about how they were allegedly scammed?
It's a developing story. So I've got one of our activists on the ground in the area. This is in the Protea North, Protea South area where most people were allegedly affected. And yeah, like I said, the last I spoke to them was this morning. And they were gathering others around so that they open one case and they get assisted together. So I don't know as of now how many we have, but I'm happy to furnish that information as soon as we're ready to go to the police station.
Are you able to tell us what the number was as of this morning or as of the weekend?
It's very difficult to say. Look, you've got individuals, you've got burial societies, so it's difficult to count how many people. And you also have people who say, well, we also lost money, but they explained to us what happened, but we don't know what that means. We don't know what was explained to them. So you'll have those saying, we're not taking it further. You'll have those saying, we want our money back, we want to take it further. So let's wait and see as soon as they call us and ask us to take them to law enforcement, we will have the exact numbers.
And when you put forward then the deadline for 48 hours for a response from Mayor Gwamanda, that by I think the calculation that most of us have now reached has now come and gone. Has there been a response? And why did you set that deadline when there's no action now that it's not been met apparently?
Yeah, so no, there has not been a response. This is a matter of public interest. Councillor Gwamanda is now the executive mayor of the city of Johannesburg. These are very serious allegations. He was elected on Friday in an election that we all witnessed. In fact, 48 hours was too long. If I were him, I would have responded within 24 hours. That's what these people deserve. This outcry is indicative of people saying, we see you are our mayor, but we've got this pending issue. What do you have to say about it? And he has a responsibility to respond to these people. It's unfortunate that he has not done so. We will continue with our plan to support these people to go to law enforcement. We'll also engage internal processes within council to ensure that there's definite recourse.
You've been accused of being politically opportunistic, seizing on what would be, for all intents and purposes, criminal allegations to make or to gain political mileage in this case. How do you respond?
It's to be expected. This is politics. I will be accused of all sorts of things. I don't care about that. I care about getting justice for the people who were affected. It's our day-to-day work. This is not the first time that we are assisting people to get justice. And we're not going to stop just because of naysayers with conspiracy theories that are quite frankly unwarranted.
And when did you first find out about the allegations?
It was brought to my attention on Saturday. So we had the election on Friday. It was brought to the attention of the whip of the Democratic Alliance in Council on Friday night. I've been battling flu, so I only got to see it on Saturday. And that's when I followed up to see what was going on. And one of our activists on the ground was already in touch with some of the affected individuals. And
is it your plan then, if something comes out of this, say a criminal investigation, that you would seek to have Mayor Gwamanda removed and ultimately seek re-election as mayor of Johannesburg? Is that where it's going?
This has got nothing to do with the mayorship of the city. I may very well not even put my hand up, even if the opportunity presented itself. And I find it quite unfortunate that people are so narrow-minded as to think that just because people need help, somebody would be so opportunistic as to use that to gain some kind of leverage. That's not the kind of person I am. There is a matter here. It's an independent and isolated issue. It's got nothing to do with the race for mayorship in the city of Johannesburg. Look, if the ANC and the EFF still have the numbers, they can replace Councillor Gwamanda with somebody from their same block tomorrow. It doesn't follow that then there will be an opportunity for a mayor from another block that did not have the numbers last week. I don't know where the logic comes from. Here's a matter where people are saying, we believe we were scammed. We've invested monies. We didn't see a return on that investment. We want justice and we want to be assisted. And I have availed myself to assist these people as I would do with any other matter.
Mpho Phalatse, DA caucus leader in Johannesburg. Thank you for your time tonight, ma'am.